This is the NFL Draft Report on 101 ESPN, featuring Tony Softli and Howard Balzer.
Once again, we're talking NFL Draft. I'm Howard Balzer. Tony Softli is with me. And Tony, he had the bird's eye view with a lot of other birds, but he had the bird's eye view at Columbia on Thursday. The big Mizzou Pro Day, Blaine Gabbert on display, Aldon Smith on display. Of course, we'll start with Blaine Gabbert. And I guess, Tony, before we get into specifically what he did, I guess it would be more of a red flag if someone didn't do well at one of these. These are set up pretty much for the players to do well. But along those lines, Gabbert didn't disappoint, did he?
No, he didn't disappoint. And that's a good statement that you made, because he didn't work out at the combine. So for him to only hold one workout, it would have really been a disaster if it didn't work out for him. And it kind of creeped up that way. There was a wide receiver that pulled a hamstring, so he was really down to 3 wide receivers, actually 2 wide receivers and a tight end. But he didn't disappoint, Howard. He did everything that you wanted to see. He came from underneath center in his 3, 5, 7-step drops. His transition was well. He transferred his weight. He threw the ball really well. His accuracy was good, but the longer it got into the workout, right around he threw 50 passes, okay? Right around the 42nd pass, he started to get a little tired, okay? But prior to that, he started to sling a few balls that kind of started to float on him a little bit because he was overstriding. But other than that, you know what? He had a good workout, and he really showed his athleticism on the boots. I was very impressed.
He had some of that problem with sailing balls during his college career, so that's the one thing that people are saying about him. I think one of the keys, as you mentioned, the 3, 5, and 7-step drops. Every snap from under center, which has been one of the issues. I mean, how many snaps did he take in college under center at Mizzou? Maybe 5, and those were handoffs. So that was a big key in what he's been working on, and from all accounts, he looked comfortable doing that. Of course, he was in a pro-style offense in high school.
Yeah, he was in a pro-style offense in high school. I've been at practices when I was with the Rams, and I've seen him take some drops. You know, so it's not about just taking the 3, the 5, and the 7-step drops. It's also reading the coverage while you're dropping, and you couldn't get that yesterday. So he still has a lot to learn. His footwork needs to be tinkered with a little bit because of the overstriding process. But you know, this guy is going to be a good quarterback at the next level. Carolina has a tough decision in either Cam Newton or Blaine Gabbert, whatever they decide to go, if they go quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Aldon Smith, you wrote about it on 101ESPN.com, his first step quickness, that explosiveness. And that's a unique ability. You can't coach that. No. That's just something that somebody has. In terms of what he showed you yesterday, especially in comparison to the other pass rushers in the draft, where do you think he fits right now? There's some pretty good pass rushers, but where do you think he does fit?
You know, I have quite a few guys ahead of him. I think he's an exceptional athlete. He showed that yesterday. A little stiffness in his hips to bend and strike when he's hitting the bag work, but his first step quickness, like you talked about, was exceptional. You know, I think he's a very explosive young man. I think he's still very raw. You know, I got a better look at his physique. He is a solid 265 pounds. He went up a pound since the combine. So, I mean, this guy has a lot of upside. The ceiling's huge for him. I think that, you know, a year or so in a system is going to be good, and that's the key. What system is he going to be in? Is he going to be a 3-4 outside linebacker or a 4-3 defensive end? I think more of a 4-3 defensive end. Put his hand in the dirt, let him go get that quarterback. In a 3-4 outside backer, he's got to stand off that edge. Sometimes he's going to have to drop. Is he wired right to play in space? Can he read and react? And that's the stuff we didn't see yesterday, and that'll be the stuff that will show up if they draft him into a 3-4 defense in the preseason.
That's Tony Softli. I'm Howard Balzer. More draft coming up a lot later, but right now, that's a wrap for today.